Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face when you're sleeping. Majestic mountains and sparkling seas always attract travelers. But sometimes, nature has a bigger trick up her sleeve. Nature can be hella weird, and anyone that says otherwise has obviously never watched a headless camel or a sheep-eating plant. So today, I have a list of the 10 most bizarre things found in nature for you. Number 1 will literally give you chills, so stay tuned for that. Number 10. Tree-climbing goats of Morocco. When you travel the world, at least used to before coronavirus took over the earth, you find all kinds of interesting animals doing unexpected things. There are all types of weird things happening in the wild, but this one will literally blow your mind away. Here we have tree-climbing goats of Morocco. No, your ears aren't screwing with you. These goats actually climb trees. As a child, I used to do this a lot, but damn, these are some cool goats. Why in the hell would they climb so high? Obviously for food. Their favorite kind of tree is argania. Their passion for the argan fruit has the goats learning to climb as high as 8 to 10 meters up into the branches to reach. The country's natural food sources for animals can be meager, so the goats are pretty determined to get this tasty dinner. The sight of them standing on the branches is really fascinating, yet bizarre. Had there not been any video proof, I'd not have believed it for a second that goats could climb trees. Number 9. Honduran white bat. A bat. I know this is everyone's least favorite animal right now, and rightly so. A single bat has completely changed our lives forever, but the Honduran white bat is something you should know about. This living marshmallow is too cute to be hated on. Just look at it. So adorable. Honduran white bats are adorable bats covered in white fur, as the name would suggest. They feature a distinctive leaf-shaped nose that grows up and away from their face, which makes it look like a hybrid between a pig and a bat. Piggy bat. That's a weird name. Anyway, this bat is so rare that even scientists don't know the reason behind its color. This is a small species of bat that measures around 4 to 5 centimeters. Their size makes it easier for them to roost in their distinctive tent leaves, and they eat fruits. We hope this one doesn't end up ruining our lives. Number 8. Sheep-eating plant. You must have heard about plants like the Venus flytrap that eat small animals, but have you ever heard a plant eating a whole sheep? Nope, I'm not kidding at all. This list is really very bizarre. The plant I'm talking about is the Puya chilensis. Looking at this spiky thingy, you must be thinking, how in the world can it swallow a whole sheep? Well, it actually doesn't have to swallow anything. It kills the innocent animal in a much more sinister way. Puya chilensis, which can reach 2 meters high up in the air, looks sort of like aloe leaves, but in between, there are huge, sharp spines that jut out past them. The spikes actually trap animals with thick furs, like sheep. The poor unlucky creature then starves to death and falls to the ground. After a few days, it decomposes at the base of the plant, providing highly rich, localized food for the plant. The whole process is really gruesome as hell. Swallowing the whole sheep sounds way better now, doesn't it? Number 7. Firefly squid. By now, everyone probably knows about glowing sea animals, and if you don't, please educate yourself a little on marine life. Of all the bioluminescent life forms in the deep sea, there's one tiny creature whose light shows put all others to shame, the firefly squid. The name of the creature is enough to know about its magnificent ability to light up the world. This squid is famous for the incredible light show that occurs each year off the coast of Japan, as millions of these tiny animals gather to spawn. The squid is equipped with special light-producing organs called photophores. The firefly squid creates light via a chemical reaction inside its body, the same way a lightning bug does. It's a must-see sight if you ever travel to Japan between March and June. It's such a cool ability. I think it's unfair that only humans cannot glow. Number 6. Turned to stone. In Knaresborough, North Yorkshire, there is a well that seems like something ripped out of a story by Sidney Sheldon. You know, the famous novelist who kills people for fun. It's a place where water trickles down a cliffside that looks like a skeleton's smiling face, and where anything you place under the water will turn to stone. The process usually takes 3 to 5 months, but you can leave anything you own under the trickling water, and when you return, it will have turned to stone, if someone has not stolen it. How creepy is that? People have left everything from teddy bears to bicycles there, and everyone has been transformed into a statue. For a long time, people believed that the well was cursed by a witch. Scientists today, though, have found that the water just has unusually high mineral content. As a result, it creates a hard mineral shell over anything it touches, just like how stalactites are formed in caves. but it is still a mystery how the well got there. Number 5. Rainbow tree. Yeah, I know. That sounds bizarre, and believe me, this is as weird as nature can get. Found mainly in Hawaii, the Philippines, Indonesia, and Papua New Guinea, Eucalyptus diglypta trees, otherwise known as rainbow eucalyptus trees, are one of nature's most beautiful natural wonders. No, your eyes aren't playing tricks on you. These trees really are the color of the rainbow. But like every other thing, there is a process behind it. The bark of Eucalyptus diglypta trees peels off throughout the year, creating a rainbow-like effect as it reveals the fresh, bright green bark below. The peeling bark strips off at different times and continues to do so for the life of the tree. This curious phenomenon never leaves the same pattern twice, so your rainbow is a living work of ever-changing craft. Whoever said nature is the purest form of art, this is what they meant by it, probably. Does this remind you of Alice in Wonderland? Number 4. Sea foam. Ever noticed a huge amount of foam forming on the edge of the sea or ocean? Like you, a lot of people around the world have noticed this as well, but have been perplexed about it and what it actually is. Well, what am I here for, hun? This frothing of the oceans is brought about by the disturbance of the living organisms present on the water's surface because of the consistent tidal activity. Then again, in specific cases, sea foam can likewise because of unsettling influences brought about by human exercises like the presence of waste toxins in the water. Seriously, stop throwing all your waste into the ocean. It might make the Kraken mad. This sea foam is completely harmless to humans and marine creatures as well, yet seems to spark a wave of interest in anyone observing. Number 3. Methane bubble lake. These look a lot like flying alien saucers that dropped into the water and froze, or ancient ice-condensed jellyfish. But in reality, these icy circles are actually frozen methane bubbles that are pockets of gas that were trapped underwater and frozen. They are found in high northern latitude lakes like Lake Abraham in Alberta, Canada, and for a long time, the phenomenon was very shocking to even the scientists, but then it was explained. Amazingly, these gas bubbles are created when dead leaves, grass, and animals fall into the water, sink, and are eaten by bacteria that expel methane. The gas is released as bubbles that transform into tens of thousands of icy white disks when they come into contact with frozen water. Whatever it is, it's actually stunning, but also a potentially dangerous sight. This potent greenhouse gas not only warms the planet, but is also highly flammable. During spring when the ice melts, the methane bubbles pop and fizz in a spectacular release. But if anyone happens to light a match nearby, you better run, because it might result in a huge explosion. This is why people say nature can be quite scary. And with that, it's now time for today's subscriber pick. Today's photo was sent to us by a subscriber. If you come across a photo online and want to know more details about it, just send it over to us. We might even feature it on a future video. Number 2. Headless camel. A few years back, photographs of a headless camel went viral on the internet and fueled conspiracies that a new species of camel is here. But it was all an illusion. The perfectly timed optical illusion photo showed the camel standing still while his head was turned the other way. The photographer got lucky and took the picture and stunned the world with it. People on the internet, they believe anything these days. Number 1. Never-ending lightning. In western Venezuela, over the Catatumbo River, there's a phenomenon that you'll never have heard of before. A storm that never ends. I know, how weird that sounds the first you hear it, but it's completely real. Starting at 7 p.m. every night, lightning crashes over the water for 10 hours every night, 260 nights a year. Nobody knows for sure why it happens. Up until recently, the leading theory was that it had something to do with uranium in the bedrock, although scientists are starting to doubt it. Today, the leading theory is a complicated one. It theorizes that the shape of the mountains causes warm winds to collide with cold air from the Andes, and that collision is then fueled by the rapidly evaporating water below and methane from a nearby oil field. A weird but far-fetched theory, but hey, now you should know that anything is possible when it comes to nature. Everything about this storm is mysterious and creepy, including one moment in 2010 when it inexplicably stopped. One day, the storm just died down without explanation and seemed to be over. Then after 6 weeks of silence, it sparked up again and has been raging ever since. Living close to it must be fun, right? Which one of these about nature did you find the most bizarre? Let us know in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.